Setting the tab order in a form determines how the cursor moves on the form, therefore guiding the respondent through a questionnaire. Setting the tab order in a form or questionnaire should be the very last thing you do before you start collecting data. And it's critical if you'll be deploying your questionnaire to an Android tablet or phone. I'm in the Form Designer and I've created a new project, and I just dragged the diagnosis template onto the form. Epi Info standard for tab order is left to right and top to bottom. And I'll go to Enter Data to show you how it works. I'll click the Enter Data button. I'm in the Enter Data mode. Notice that the cursor is in the first field, Cognitive Dysfunction. I'll press the Tab key and notice that it moves to Seizure Disorder. I'll tab again and it goes to Neuromuscular Disorder. I'll tab again, Guillain-Barré Syndrome, and so forth, and that will continue through the template. Now I'll go back to Edit Form and add some fields. You can see that I've dragged some fields and a title onto the page, so let's look at the tab order. I'll right-click on the canvas, go to Tabs, and select Show Tab Order. Because I just dragged things onto the form, the tab order is a bit random, but I can change the tab order in several ways. First, notice at the top of the form that first tab is red. Red means it's a disabled tab and the cursor will skip it. So when I right-click on it, the tab turns black, but since it's a title, I'll leave it disabled. And I'll show you a little bit more about this later in the video. Another way to change the tab order is by right-clicking again, going to Tabs, and select Start New Tab Order. Epi Info has put them in order for me. Now I have the option to change it manually, one tab at a time, or as a grouping. I'll start with showing how to set the tab order with a grouping in the template. I'll start with the first column. I'll highlight the first column. I'll right-click, choose Tabs, and select Continue Tab Order. And I'll do the same for the second and third columns. Now it doesn't matter that Epi Info has skipped from tab 4 to tab 21. What matters is that the order in the template is now as I expect, since I've changed it, from top to bottom and left to right. In order to test this, again, I need to be in the Enter Data mode. I'll click the Enter Data button, and the cursor is in the last name field, so it skipped the title and started in the last name field. When I tab, it will go to first name. Next, when I tab, it'll go to date and time. When I tab again, it starts at Cognitive Dysfunction. And when I tab again, it goes down to Guillain-Barré Syndrome, next Chronic Cardiovascular Disease, etc. So it is, as I expect, from top to bottom, left to right. Now I'll go back to Edit Form and make some manual changes. And since this is a demonstration, I'll not save my changes. I'm back in the Form Designer, and I'll right-click again, and go to Tabs, and select Show Tab Order. Now I can see the numbering again, and here I'll make some manual changes. When I let the cursor hover over a tab, I see the message left-click to set the index, and then click the next tab. I'll skip the Title tab and go to the Last Name tab. I'll left-click, that sets the index. And if I left-click on first name, it'll not change, it's already 3. Same with date and time. But once I move down to Cognitive Dysfunction and left-click, now the numbering changes. I can go back to the left to right, top to bottom, and notice the numbering changes. And I could do this through the rest of the template. Also notice when I hover over a tab, the second message is right-click for more options. I'll right-click. And remember, at the beginning of the video, I said we would come back to this. So I've shown you how to enable and disable a tab, so now I'm going to right-click and set this as the first tab. Last name is now 1, and if I left-click on first name, it becomes 2. Date and time becomes 3. And here in the template, I can either go left or right or top to bottom. I'm going to go top to bottom. I click the tab a second time, so now it's 5, 6, 7, 8, etc. And once again, it doesn't matter that Epi Info skips from 3 to 5. You have just been shown how to set tab order in a form. Thanks for watching, and look for more user support videos coming soon.